Welcome back, everyone, to the Best Colleges List. I am Shereem Herndon-Brown. This is sponsored by Strategic Admissions Advice, where I share colleges with you that I think you should be checking out for different reasons, particularly visiting. Today, we're going to talk about Union College. Union College in Schenectady, New York. As you can see from the screen, I'm using a platform called College Planner Pro, or Customized College Plan, as a tool that I use exclusively with our clients. But also a tool that I use to look at various statistics and essays and uh, critical elements that I think are key to the college search process. So today we're looking at Union. Please check us out, share, subscribe, and learn more about the best colleges list that we provide. You're on our YouTube page now, and hopefully you'll check out more schools. But as it pertains to Union, I visited Schenectady a few times, but I remember my most recent visit. I took particular exception, or excuse me, notice of their enrollment. Only 2,000 students. I find that very, very interesting. And they're very, very selective. And I like that because they're being very, very careful and about having a curated community, people of intellectual capacity, people who want to be there and contribute to their way of life. A 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. They accept 44% of their admits. So again, I do think while it's not quote unquote an Ivy League institution, it is an excellent school that I think many students should consider. I always want to show you statistics about admissions. Excuse me. This is for 2023-24 cycle, so we're not quite on 2025 cycle yet. But how many students applied, how many admitted, what were their early decision, early action, and regular decision admit rates? 48, 60, and 35. I find that very interesting. Union, I believe, is still in a test optional period where you do not necessarily have to submit your testing, but I do want to show you what historically they're expecting from the 25 or I guess the 50th percentile range. And again, admissions policies. All right. So again, this is a great tool that we use with our clients to learn more about certain schools. I always want to show you the academic programs. The key elements of doing any college research factors on four key elements: the academics, the activities, admissions requirements, and acceptance rates. So here are the different majors or categories of majors that Union will have in different departments. Okay, so again, this is just a quick overview of some of their academic disciplines. So they offer bachelor's and master's. It is not a major university, so it does not have master's and doctoral programs or even associate's programs. So I did want to show you some of the academics. Before I go to the website, I want to show you what people say. This is the FISC guide. If you remember, the FISC guide used to sit on many of our of a certain age. To be a big coffee table book our parents would thumb through. They still have them in Barnes and Nobles, so you should always either check that out or it is now digital for your child. The schools that overlap the most with you always find this interesting. University of Rochester, obviously Schenectady, New York, is in upstate New York. Skidmore, Trinity, Lafayette, and RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. So again, great information here about Union. And as I mentioned, I always want you to be able to go to a website and know how to navigate it as you learn more about a college during this search process. So for Union, I want you to look at the what? The academics, the activities, the admissions requirements, and the acceptance rate. So if you look at the academics, very similar to what I showed you, you can give you a list of majors, undergraduate research, study abroad programs. These are great things that Union is highlighting about their academic programs that I would love for you to consider and learn more about the school. Activities is like student life: where to live, where to eat, student groups and clubs. What are you going to do after class? For those of you who've been to college, know that it's a 3 to 4, if that, hour experience during the week. And obviously you have to study, so I guess that plug in another 2 to 3 hours, but you need other things to do outside the classroom. So anytime you're looking at a website, please check out the academics. This is the unions and their fraternities and their theme houses, their community service activities. These are the things that Union is offering. So again, the academics, the student life, which is the activities. After Union, this is very good. They're actually going to give you information about how they keep students engaged post graduation, but also internships throughout the year. Think this is extremely interesting for you to check out. And again, I always want you to look at the admissions requirements. Always go to the admissions page because you want to know what do they need, right? What you need to even apply to the school, how to apply. what do you need? And it gives you a full understanding of what they're expecting. Like I said, standardized testing is optional. They need the Common App. You can apply ED1. Personal interviews, very strongly encouraged. I like that. Again, leadership in medicine, they have different programs you to consider if you are applying to the school. And acceptance rates, as I showed you earlier, Union has about a 44% acceptance rate over the different application opportunities: early decision, early action, regular decision. But you can always look up the common data set. I always encourage families to look at the common data set, which is again, I'll just read it, is a set of standards and definitions developed in cooperative effort among publishers, which is the College Board, SAT, Peterson's, a data collection for higher education, U.S. News and World Report, and the educational community. The goal in its creation was to improve the comparability of data reported by colleges to ease institutions' reporting burden. So, again, this is helpful information for you to know about each school and whether, again, their applications, their admissions requirements, transfer admissions, student life, how they're spending their money as an institution. Looking at the common data set for any school just gives you some of the hardcore numbers that you may need as you and your family are thinking about everything from financial aid to size of institution. All right? So, again, I'm so glad that you're on our website. I want you to check out more schools. Today we talked about Union and their academics, their activities, remember student life. Yes, we have student life up here, their admissions requirements, and the acceptance rates, which you can find on their common data set and other tools. Please share this information about Union and any other school that we have listed. If you'd like us to address another school, to give you a deep dive into another school, please let us know. I'm happy to let you know about my experiences visiting any of the institutions that I have. I've visited well over 500 in my lifetime, but I always want to make sure that I'm keeping up to date with what I can share with the people, all right? Union College, thank you very much. Check it out, Schenectady, New York, and I'll make sure I actually add a school that is nearby Union in case you decide to go visit Union, want to kind of tack on another school, all right? Hope you're having a great day, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.